Hello, BookTube. So, last weekend my mother came to visit me and we went book shopping. We went, we visited a used bookshop here in the city and I've got two books. And this video is coming to you like 10 days later because I just forgot to make a video. And the first book that I got is a copy of Michelangelo's sonnets. As you can see, the sonnets of Michelangelo. And this is a new translation by J.A. Simons. And it was a new translation 70 years ago. This edition is from. When is this edition from? I think from the 1950s or something like that. And this translation is important because before this, all of the translations were based on a corrupted text. The grandnephew of Michelangelo edited it 100 years later after the painter's death, and this was like the first English translation of the restored version of the original sonnets. And one of the reasons why the sonnets had to be restored was because Michelangelo was kinda gay, and some sonnets over here have several gay connotations that didn't fit well with the time. And the editions that existed before the restoration, both in Italian and in English, changed the pronouns of some sonnets to take away the gay part of it. And in the introduction, the J.A. Simons, I don't like when what's your first name? Your first name is not J.A. Just put if you want to abbreviate the middle name, okay, but the first, I need the first name. It's not J.A. It's John, Joseph, January Simons. Anyway, and in this tiny little volume has an introduction that explains the history of the sonnets, how they were published originally after Michelangelo's death, the original edition, the restoration, the translation, and it mentions which of the sonnets had the pronouns originally changed for a female pronoun. And then I read it and I was like, wow, their standards for homosexuality were quite different, because if you write a sonnet like this today, it's just normal. Nobody's gonna think that you wanna go out with a guy. It's just normal things. There is nothing explicit, and just people are just freaked out if you tell if you are a man and you tell your male friend that, well, I really like your company, we should spend more time together. People gay, burn with the witches. So yeah, it for a modern mind, it's quite difficult to understand why his great grandnephew would go through the trouble of changing the pronouns, because it's nothing. It's quite nothing. But yeah, the sonnets. Although, if you look at my name, you would think that I'm fluent in Italian, which I'm not. My French is much better than my Italian, and because of this, I can't. This is a bilingual edition, by the way. here you also have some illustrations. Here it's a bilingual edition, so you have the facing page translations, and I can't read Italian fluently. I can't just ignore the translation and read the original, but I'm not completely ignorant of Italian. And taking a look at the original text over here, like brute forcing it, I don't really like the translations as translations, because these translations are more like rewritings. The translator kind of rewrote the sonnet with rhyme and metric in English, so it's not very. It's a good work in English. It's a good work of poetry in English. It's not stellar work of poetry, but it's not really 100% a translation of the original. So yeah, maybe I should work up on my Italian to see what's going on here. And the second book that I've got is one that is it's a reading copy of the Hunchback of Notre-Dame. I think this old edition of Wordsworth Classics doesn't have the name of the translator, and I think it's because this translation is based on a anonymous translation from the mid of the 20th century, so we just don't know who translated it. And although my French is much better than my Italian, for the despair of my grandparents, they're all dead now, so it doesn't matter. And I can't assess how good this anonymous translation is. But this is a reading copy. Many people say this is the perfect novel. My favorite Victor Hugo novel is The Toilers of the Sea, which is one of my favorite novels of all time. But let's see. I've been indirectly involved in a quite substantial, quite big theatrical adaptation of this work. I used to live with I used to share a house with a theater company, and they were putting this on the stage, so I was indirectly involved. I was like I didn't participate, I didn't write anything, and I didn't act, nothing, but I was there living with them, so I knew what was going on, and I went to watch the premiere. And it was quite ambitious. It was a crowd-funded production, and this is like 450 pages. And the final run of the play was like 2.5 hours, I think. And it was good. It was good. And now I need to revisit this and compare to my favorite novel by Victor Hugo, and one of my favorite of all times, which is The Toilers of the Sea. So I've got these two books. Each one, this one was like £3. Each one was like £3. I've got a discount because I exchanged the 3 books, so I had credit at the bookstore. And this is quite an interesting reason why in the last year I've exchanged like hundreds of books, because I'm getting rid of all of my mass market paperbacks, because as I approach the 3.0, my site is deteriorating, and it's quite annoying to read mass markets now. So I've got rid of some, got some store credits, and got some discount on the 2 books that I wanted. And that's it. Thank you, BookTube.